Y'all like that? Y'all like that one thing, bruh. People was asking me, people was asking me about how did I know it's gonna go to 5,100 and then drop. It didn't even drop that bad. It did, well, I'm not gonna lie, that drop was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But let's break down what I think price is currently gonna do, or what price could possibly do. It happened last week, so it could happen again this week. I'm not gonna waste too much time. So we had, how do I put this? We had this downtrend, right? And I was explaining to you guys how sometimes price off of a higher low normally tries to chase for that higher high. So whenever you see price reject to the downside and start building up a higher low formation or like structure, you can assume that price is going to go back up for that higher high. So right now we're actually in the same predicament as last week. So starting from down here, we have the high, higher low, high, higher low. This whole level of stagnant movement, this is all just a level of support, which is a low. And then we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, the only thing with this one is price ended up getting rejected at this level. So right now, this is why I have two arrows right here because I'm taking note that price is no longer trying to go any higher than this, right? That's for the time being. So this is a moment where if price was to make a higher low, we would still have to wait for price to break above here because this is telling us price don't want to go any higher than this. Now, when things like this happen, normally you'll either wait for this break or this break. So since we have this level right here, which is a high, and then we have an equal high, which is actually pretty lower than the other one, equal high here, then now we would think price would try to go for breaking this low because since it can't go any higher, it has to focus on trying to go lower. Now, if price doesn't want to go any lower, what will happen is you'll see price do this right here. So let's take this back out. Um, let me, yeah, you'll see price do something along the lines of this, where price comes down. That's a bad candle. Oh my God. Let's do this one. Let's see. Boom. Something like this. Let's just use this, right? You'll see where price is coming down for a bit. Once price coming down for a bit, it'll end up stopping at some level. So stopping at some level, making some type of level of support, and then start building its way back up. Which is what we want to see if we're bullish, and we continue to be bullish on it. This is something we want to see where price comes down, the candles start rejecting towards the downside, stopping here, and then building back up. And then on the 15-minute time frame, so we're on the 4 hour right now looking at price. On the 15-minute time frame, we'll have some type of, you know, break of structure to the upside and then higher highs, higher lows. And then that means everything would align. So we have a new high, higher low, price came up, make an equal high, that's cool. Price made another higher low. It's building back up on the 15. These are all good bullish things to happen. So, with that being said, that will be one thing that you would look for to make sure that price is not building up that bullish structure, or if it is, you take advantage of that. My only problem too as well here, is the daily time frame. Now, there's never a such thing as too much buying or too much selling. There's never a such thing. There's gonna be people that say, "Oh, the RSI tells you if it's oversold or overbought." But bro, that was like one of the things that I felt like I was lied to when it came to trading was like all the indicators are supposed to tell you exactly what price is doing or like this is the conditions of what price is doing like the EMA. People say above it is bullish and below it is bearish and all these different things and it was things that used to mess me up. So anytime I seen the RSI oversold or overbought, I used to only look for sales or only look for buys. And I don't think that's the best way to look at it. Because I've definitely seen where something was overbought, quote unquote, on the RSI, and it just keeps buying, bro. Like it keeps buying. If we look at gold, if we pull out a matter of fact, let me see this. Can't even pull out indicators. Shit's lagging, right? If we pull out an RSI, I'm pretty sure this shit says is hella overbought, right? So the only thing that you would think in your head, because you see that it's overbought, is when can I sell? When can I sell? When can I sell? When can I sell? right? Since it's overbought. I'm pretty sure if I remember, bro, I haven't pulled this shit out in like 4 years. Yo, this is bringing back memories. But yeah, anything above this level is overbought, and all this is overbought right now, right? So in your head, you're gonna be like, sell, 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 which is not a good thing to look at, right? Because if you have all these signs that can potentially mean that price is gonna still be bullish, then you have to take that for what it is. So once again, I never believe in anything being too much or too little, right? If price buys a lot, then that's cool. If it sells a lot, then that's cool. You ride with the trend. That's what a trend is. It's gonna keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until it's exhausted. And then once it's exhausted, then it can't do anything else, right? So with all this being said, I personally believe that this daily time frame does need a correction. I'm not saying that it's oversold or overbought or anything like that. If we look at price and where it initially broke out at, this is the initial breakout. There was a retest back here, and then it never did any type of red day again, right? We had straight green day. Wait, I'm pretty sure, make sure I'm not blind. Green Day, Green Day, Green Day, Green Day, Green Day, Green Day, Green Day. Now, why this matters is because there's some days where price does have to be a little stagnant. It does have to do some type of red day or some type of consolidation in order to keep the flow going. It cannot just be green, 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 green every day. That will cause the market to kind of move straight up, and then the drop will be really hard. Um, so with this being said, everything does align with that because if we think that a red day is coming, it's not something I'm trying to predict. We're just going to pay attention to it. And the way that we can pay attention to it is 4 hour time frame. We're going to track these highs and lows. So we're going to go take this off. We're going to come here. Well, we could have really kept that. Come here. We have a high or we have the level of support. Price bought off of this. We can say it bought all the way up to this level, made a high, right? So we can take note of this by putting a circle or something. Like I'm trying to make it easy for you guys. So it doesn't really matter what you use. So uh we highlight this. Boom, we have a high here, and then we have a higher low here. A higher high. Why do I act like I can't use my chart today? Okay, boom. Higher low, higher high. So higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Boom. So we got all this, right? So high right here, and then right here we have an equal high. Now, equal highs doesn't mean anything. It doesn't confirm anything. The only thing it's confirming that it doesn't want to go any higher than the previous level. So same way with equal low. So all I boom. You see if we was looking at this as sales, it would just be what people would call a double bottom. And people would think that this goes up automatically. But we don't have that sign yet, so we can't make that decision yet. And I'm pretty sure somebody called this a double top, if I'm not mistaken. And people would think that it just goes straight down from here, but we can't make that conclusion yet until price actually does it. So right now, what I would say the best bet as a trader is to wait. From here, you would just put a alert here. Anything above that level, crossing above, boom, crossing above 108, and then anything crossing below 4,991. Why do I act like I can't find my alerts? Boom. And we just wait. And then from here you wait, right? There's nothing else you do now as a trader except for just wait for your price to get your target to get hit. Now, the reason why we wait in this moment is because now all we got to do when price breaks this level, so when price breaks above, we could look for some type of retest to make our safety. But I'm 100% sure if price does break above here, it's going to make some type of higher low. So it's going to make this. You're gonna make like a higher low and then break, which then you could use that too as well because that is a higher low and price is breaking above, trying to make that higher high. It's a little tricky with this one, because we are at all-time highs, but that is a way that you could get into buys. But sales kind of works more in your favor because then you will get a break. That'll be your indication. There'll probably be a retest or some type of pullback to make a lower high. And then once price makes a lower high, we take that next ride back down. So those are two things that you would look for when it comes to price, just basically right now, that I can explain. And once again, I only trade gold. I haven't looked at Nasdaq in a bit. Uh, Yeah, I'm good off Nasdaq. Yo, so I'll just stick to gold. Yeah, so anyways, that is my game plan for pretty much this week. I'm not expecting anything to move in a few hours, but if it does happen, it happens. But yeah, those are my alerts. This is my chart setup. This is what I'm looking for. I'm not biased to anything, so I'm not only thinking buys and I'm not only thinking sells. I'm just overall looking at what price could do and having every plan and like I'm having a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D for everything. So if price goes up, I know what to do. If price goes down, I know what to do. And that's how you should be as a trader. You shouldn't be a one trick pony. So you shouldn't be like thinking like, oh, like I'm only going to look for these buys. And then if something sells happen, you don't know what to do, right? So you should know what to do at all times. So at this point in time, I set my alerts. I'm waiting, right? Yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you this morning. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I try